If you're the only person who's in charge of all of those tasks and you just getting really, really stressed out and losing sleep over the little tiny things going on in the gym, those are just a couple things that you can do to make your life real easy. Put some safeguards in place, make sure the lights turned off, make sure the HVAC goes off when it's supposed to, make sure doors close, make sure people order supplies when you're not around. You can get all that stuff on your own, you just have to systemize it. The most expensive thing in there is going to be the Nest, but there are some cheaper options. Everything else is less than 50 bucks. All right guys, a little bit different video today. What we're gonna do is we're gonna cover some stuff in here that is primarily targeted for the gym owner that has to do everything. So you're the guy or gal in your gym, you're responsible for getting everything done. I wish I had done a lot of these really, really minor things earlier in my career. It would have saved me a lot of pain and stress. But if you, things like HVAC, like if you have HVAC, scheduling, making sure it gets turned off, making sure doors are closed, making sure the lights are turned off, just little things like that, ordering supplies that need to happen, that should happen all the time, but take up a ton of your time or forget to get done because maybe you don't have systems in place. For a lot of stuff, you can just eliminate the need for systems altogether. Like, hey, the checklist for closing the gym, remember to do these things. We've eliminated a lot of that stuff. So nobody has to remember to turn off lights in our facility anymore. Like all of the lights in the facility are motion censored, and this is not incredibly expensive to do. And if you have a ton of light switches, like I didn't realize how many we had like 17, you can do those in pieces, and what'll happen is it'll be a lot cheaper if you do it that way and you can play around with them. The other thing that we have is we have like 6 HVAC units in our facility. So we switched everything to Nest because I was getting really fed up with people forgetting to turn off the HVAC. You don't have to go with something this expensive to do that, but I have control of all of them with my phone. I can schedule them, I can get usage off of them. So this is where you get to get real nerdy with your electrical bill. And if you can learn to schedule these, only run them for certain durations, waterfall them if you have different HVAC systems or multiple HVAC systems in your facility, you can really, really bring down the amount of energy required to heat and cool your space, and you can actually get that done. Something else that's like not really as sexy, but something that happens all the time. So we have certain doors that we want closed, whether they're AC barriers or anything like that. If you don't have like the hinge doors that have the spring on there or the piston on there to close the doors, and you don't want to spend that amount of money, these are super cheap. These are just spring-loaded hinges, and they cost like 11 bucks. For most doors that are hollow doors like this one spring will do. If you have like a heavy wooden door, you might have to change out all 3 springs. Super cheap, but all the doors that are to AC boundaries or offices and lobbies and stuff like that, those all have the springs on them so that they close automatically and people don't have to remember to close them. The other thing is, if you've not played around with an Echo Dot or Alexa, you're blowing it. I mean, you can order supplies so easily, it's absurd, right? So it's literally just a voice command. And if you've ordered most of those supplies before in your facility, you can just be like, I'll just do an order or something like, Alexa, order batteries.
I'm having trouble connecting to the internet. Take a look at the help section in your Alexa app.
I'll do it at the other one. That one drops internet sometimes. The other thing you can do is, if you're trying to remove that function altogether from you having to be the person to order supplies, the other Amazon thing is Amazon dash buttons. So if you don't have those, what we did with a lot of the ordering of supplies is just there's a bunch of buttons. They're literally buttons, and you can set them up for particular orders for particular quantities, and that way anybody who sees that supplies are out, they just press the button and it orders those supplies for you. So you don't have to do any of that stuff, and you give everybody the ability to reorder. If you're worried about multiple people reordering, they figured that out. You cannot reorder supplies until the supplies that were ordered show up. So you get to preset all of that. There's safeties that are already put in place for that kind of stuff. But again, all these lights in here, those are all on motion sensors as well. So literally somebody could just walk out of the facility without turning off any lights, and all of the lights would turn off. That door has multiple spring hinges on it so that it closes when I want it to. I've got another Nest on this side right there to do that too. And then Alexa, we have those here too. So if I was gonna say, hey, Alexa, order batteries. Alexa, order batteries. So she's asking me what I want to buy. Yes. So I just ordered batteries, right? So I just do that pretty frequently. Like if somebody's like, hey, we're out of something, as I'm walking through the hall, I'll just be like, blah, 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 order whatever. I'll be like, Alexa, order blah, blah, blah. Alexa, stop. So those are just some little things. If you're the only person who's in charge of all of those tasks and you just getting really, really stressed out and losing sleep over the little tiny things going on in the gym, those are just a couple things that you can do to make your life real easy. Put some safeguards in place, make sure the lights turned off, make sure the HVAC goes off when it's supposed to, make sure doors close, make sure people order supplies when you're not around. You can get all that stuff on your own. You just have to systemize it. The most expensive thing in there is going to be the Nest, but there are some cheaper options. Everything else is less than 50 bucks. So just a couple different things I wanted to show you guys. And again, this is primarily for the gym owner who's got to do everything and you just don't have time to be messing around with doing all that stuff if you're the guy coaching 5 or 6 classes a day. So if you have any other ideas, stuff like that, or any questions about other things that we do here to just really make things simple and remove a lot of very basic tasks from your coach's plate, let me know. And if you guys like this content, please subscribe to the YouTube channel, and we'll see you next time.